In the heart of Ogunwa village, where red soil stained the feet and palm trees whispered ancient secrets, lived a girl named Ndidia Maka, known simply as Ndi. She was the pride of the village, radiant as the morning sun, with eyes as clear as rainwater and skin smooth like river stones. Every eligible man from neighboring towns traveled to Ogunwa just to catch a glimpse of her. But Ndi, wise beyond her years, chose to ignore their advances, focusing on her dreams of becoming a healer like her late grandmother. One sweltering afternoon, as Ndi walked through the village market, her path crossed with an old woman hunched beside a basket of herbs. Her skin sagged, eyes were sunken, and her voice cracked like dried wood. "Beautiful girl," the woman rasped. "Do you wish to stay this way forever?" Dee smiled politely but kept walking. The old woman, however, locked eyes with her and muttered something under her breath. That night Dee had a strange dream. She stood in a field of mirrors and each reflection aged rapidly before shattering into dust. She woke up sweating, heart pounding. It felt like a warning. But it was only the beginning. Within a week, Andy's glow began to fade. First it was her hair, thinning and turning a pale gray. Then her skin dulled, eyes lost their sparkle, and joints ached like someone 3 times. Her age. Her transformation was slow but alarming. People whispered behind her back. Some said it was a curse. Others claimed it was punishment for rejecting too many suitors. Andy tried to hide it, covering herself in wrappers and avoiding sunlight. But her condition worsened daily. Desperate, she visited the village shrine. The oracle, blind and feared, accepted a bowl of kola nuts and listened. "This is not illness," the oracle declared. "Your youth has been stolen, taken by someone who trades in time." "Who?" Andy cried. The oracle sniffed the air and spoke one name. "Madame Ireta." A gasp rippled through the shrine. Madame Ireta, the mysterious old woman from the market, believed to have been over 100 years old, yet never died. Some said she had once been a beauty queen in the city before vanishing into the forests. Now, Ndi knew. Her nightmare had a name. Ndi, now looking like a frail woman in her 60s, packed a small gourd of water and her grandmother's herbal pouch. She left at dawn, ignoring her mother's pleas and the villagers' fearful stares. Her destination, the forest of forgotten time, where Madame Ireta was rumored to dwell. The forest pulsed with magic. Time twisted in strange ways. She saw butterflies flying backward and rivers flowing uphill. She encountered beings of the spirit world, a boy with no shadow, a talking goat who begged for yams, and an old woman sweeping the same patch of ground, for eternity. Finally, after 3 days, Ndi found a hidden grove bathed in eerie green light. There stood a hut woven from spider silk and time-worn leaves. Inside was Madame Ireta, but she wasn't old anymore. She looked young, no older than Ndi's original age. "You came," Ireta said, sipping from a bowl filled with glowing liquid. "You stole from me," Ndi shouted. "Give it back," Ireta chuckled. "I didn't steal, I traded. Your vanity. For my life. You were wasting it anyway, rejecting love, hiding from the world. I was saving it for something bigger," Ndi cried. The old young woman stared at her. "Then, prove it." And with a snap of her fingers, everything turned black. Ndi awoke in a dreamscape of mirrors. Each one showed her at different ages, in different futures, some kind, others cruel. One mirror showed her as a healer, loved and wise. Another showed her alone in a palace, surrounded by beauty but hollow inside. Another, most terrifying, showed her turning into Madame Ireta. To win back her youth, Ndi had to pass the 3 trials of reflection. The trial of regret. She faced every decision she had ever doubted, each opportunity turned down, each harsh word spoken. She forgave herself. The trial of desire. She resisted the temptation to take shortcuts, to accept beauty without effort, and to embrace the easy path. The trial of sacrifice. She had to choose between regaining her youth or giving it to a young, orphan girl she found weeping in the final mirror. With tears in her eyes, Indi gave it away. In that moment, the mirrors shattered. The forest disappeared. Indi awoke at the edge of Ogunwa, her hair dark again, her skin glowing, but something had changed. She had not regained the youthful beauty of before. Instead, she glowed from within, a serene, commanding light. The village gasped. Some rejoiced, others wept. But Indi no longer cared for their praise or pity. She opened a healing hut by the river, using her grandmother's teachings and the strange knowledge gained in the forest. People came from far and wide, not for her looks, but for her wisdom. As for Madame Ireta, her youthful body aged overnight, crumbling into dust. Her spirit was trapped in the forest she had corrupted. Years later, a new girl in the village grew, curious about the tale. She asked Indi if the story of the stolen youth was true. Indi only smiled and said, "Beauty borrowed will always be beauty broken, but truth, child, that lasts forever." And so, the tale of Indi became legend.